George, thank you again for your time on the phone concerning the Tippmann Clicker Steel Rule die cutting press. I'm going to demonstrate the press cutting with a couple different types of dies. The first die I'm going to use is a steel rule die that you had sent in to me just to demonstrate how you can use that die. You can use this type of die facing die blade down or die blade up. First, I'm going to show it cutting your plastic material facing die blade down. So I set the die on top of the material, I slide everything in, I cut it out. Takes a second for it to go through. And I take it out. Now, getting it out of the material, out of the board, it just pops right out of the steel rule die, obviously. Next, I'm going to demonstrate this press cutting die blade down. I'm sorry, die blade up, using that same steel rule die. So I'll just take the cutting board that is a high-density plastic, high-density polyethylene or high-density polypropylene cutting board. So what you do in this case, you take your piece of material, and we'll just put the material on the top of the press this time, slide everything in, cut it out. Pull it out, and again we get a nice clean cut. Now this time I cut the material facing down. That's why we got that white edge around the material. When I cut with this material facing up, we did not get that white edge around the material. So that is the die cutting press using the steel rule die. Next, I will demonstrate the Tippmann clicker press using a clicker die. The clicker die is actually a steel rule die. It's a metal die, welded die that you use cutting die blade down. So I'm going to take your material. I will set the material on top of the cutting board, put the die on top of the material. And I don't have a lot of material enough to work with, so I'll just take the die, put it on the material. You hear the material snap through, and we get a nice clean cut. Okay, so again, you can use the press die blade down, die blade up, a lot of different variations. You can use steel rule dies, clicker dies, forged dies. I'm going to go ahead, I'll send this video link over to you and give you a call to discuss. Thank you.